Good morning, children. Today we'll continue with the chapter My Friend Ramu. Before we begin today's lecture, I want everyone with the English textbook turn to page number 2. Hold a pencil in your hand. The last paragraph of that page. Before we begin with this paragraph, let us revise what we have studied in the previous lecture. It's about My Friend Ramu is written by Ruskin Bond. Okay, when Ruskin Bond was very young, during his summer vacation he used to stay with his grandfather. So once grandfather took him to the pond which was just behind the bungalow of their bungalow. Okay, so every day the author used to go over there. One fine day when the speaker, when he went over there, he met Raju, a cowherd, and they became friends. Okay, he saw Raju in the he was swimming in the pond. He was nicely swimming in the pond, playing with his buffalo, sitting on the back of the buffalo and enjoying the nature. So when Raju saw the speaker, he said that he gave a broad smile to him and he said that come, you also swim with me. So he said, I don't know how to swim. Then Raju said to the speaker that I will teach you how to swim. And like that they became good friends. They met at a pond every day, especially during the afternoon, so that no one gets disturbed and no one will disturb them also, and they will also not disturb anyone. Now the speaker did not come from the farmer's family. Okay, because when he says that I had to remove my shorts and shoes, we can make out that he was not from the farmer's family. Now they spend their times chatting, swimming, racing with each other, either in the water or just simply lying on the buffalo, on the back of the buffalo. Now turn to page number 2, the last paragraph. Hold a pencil in your hand, children. I like the buffaloes too. Sometimes we would try racing them, Ramu and I, riding on different buffaloes. But they were lazy creatures and would love one comfortable spot only to look for another, or, if they were in no mood for games, would roll over on their backs, taking us with them into the mud and green scum on the pond. I would often emerge from the pond in shades of green and khaki, then slip into the house through the bathroom, bathing under the tap before getting into my clothes. So what the speaker is saying over here, I like the buffaloes too. So once, very soon, what happened? The author learned how to swim. Okay, and he also sat on the buffalo in the similar manner how Raji used to sit, keeping legs on both the sides. Sometimes we would try, Ramu. Sometimes try racing them. Okay. Sometimes what they used to do, either both Ramu and the speaker used to sit on two buffaloes each, and they used to have a running race. Okay, and they used to ride on different buffaloes. But sometimes the buffaloes were very lazy, but they were very lazy creature. Lazy creature means what? They were very lazy, and they used to move from one place to another only if we find a particular spot which was more comfortable for them. Okay, whenever they found a spot comfortable, they used to just sit over there and they used to not walk or run. Okay, if they were in no mood for like playing the games, now what they would do, they would roll on their back. They used to sit on the grass, roll on their back. Okay, sometimes they used to go in the mud, okay, inside the pond which was muddy. Okay, and there was all a green color. Sometimes what happened in the pond, if you see the surface, on the surface of the pond you can see those what you call dirty substances. So sometimes the buffalo when they were not in sometimes the buffaloes when they were not in a mood to to race, okay, to play the games, what they used to do, they used to take these children on their back and they used to go in that muddy water. Okay, the pond's water was muddy. At the same time, all the dirty substances were floating on the surface of it. Now what happened when they used to come, okay, when the author as well as Ramu used to come out of the pond, now they were always in shades of green. Shades of green means what? All the dirty things which was floating on the surface of the water used to get stuck to their clothes. Okay, and khaki means what? The color of the mud. Then what happened? Whenever they used to go, after coming from the pond, they used to go into their houses, respective houses, straight to the bathroom, and they used to have water, okay, and they used to wear neat clothes. Now, Ramu and I sat on our favorite buffalo and watched a pair of saurus cranes prancing and capering around each other, tall, stroke-like birds with naked red heads and long red legs. They are always very devoted companions, and it is said that if a saurus is killed, its mate will haunt the scene for weeks, calling sadly and sometimes spinning away and dying of grief. They are held in great affection by village people and were caught young, make excellent pets. Though grandfather did not keep a saurus crane, he said they were as good as watchdogs, giving loud trumpet like calls when they were disturbed. Now, in this paragraph, children, can you see the first picture over here? The two birds are there. Yeah, these are saurus crane. So, what the author is saying that whenever they used to sit idly, okay, sometimes what they used to do, they used to sit and they used to talk for long hours. So the author is saying that Ramu and I sat on favorite buffaloes and watched a pair of saurus cranes. Can you see over there, the children? The first picture on the top left is a picture of a saurus cranes prancing and capering around each other. Means what? They used to always dance, jump, play, run around each other, and they were very happy when they used to do this. Okay, tall, how are they? If you see the picture, they are tall, stroke like birds with naked red heads. Can you see the head of the birds? They are red in color, and they have got that long red legs. Okay, they are always very devoted. Here he is describing the saurus crane, and they said that they are very loving and caring. Okay, about very much about someone or something. Okay, they are always very devoted companion. What if they love or care something, they are always like that particular thing is always very close to them, and you will see them always dancing around those particular thing. And it is said that if a saurus is killed, its mate will haunt the scene for weeks, calling sadly and sometimes spinning away and dying of grief. So it is said that if one of the saurus is died, okay, amongst the two, the second better half will always go to that particular place for weeks where his mate is killed. Okay, he might call them sadly, and sometimes what happened, because of the pain, the difficulty which he is feeling because his partner is no more, they die in that particular sadness. Okay, because of the pain which they are having, they are very unhappy that their better half is no more. So because of that, what happened, sometimes sometimes that pain only, that the better half is no more, he or she is gone, it really feels very sad, and in that sadness they die. They are held in great affection by village people. So the village people now, they take very good care of them. And when they are caught young, okay, when these birds are very young, so when you get a small puppies or cat at home, okay, as a pet, so when you bring them at a very younger age, what happens, you can train them well. Okay, and since like small children, whatever you tell them, they listen and they behave in the similar manner, in the similar way. Even these saurus cranes, whenever people used to get them at a very young age, so that they can train them, okay, and they can become an excellent pets. Though grandfather did not keep a saurus crane, so the speaker's grandfather, he did not keep a saurus crane, because he said that keeping them is like as good as watchdogs. Watchdogs means what? Who keep a vigilant eye, and they monitors the thing which is going around, giving loud trumpets like calls when they were disturbed. So means what? Whenever these saurus crane used to get disturbed because of the surrounding, they used to make loud noise, and due to which grandfather used to not keep them. So what happened, while watching these saurus crane, Ramu said that many birds are sacred. So what Ramu said, many birds are sacred, said Ramu, as a blue jay swept down from the peepal tree and carried off a grasshopper. He told me that both the blue jay and Lord Shiva were called Neelkant. Shiva had a blue throat like the bird because out of compassion for the human race, he had swallowed a deadly poison meant to destroy the world. Keeping the poison in his throat, he did not let it go down any further. So in this paragraph, what the speaker is saying, can you see the second picture, children, on the top right, and the third picture, the bottom picture on the left hand side? Okay, that blue color bird. So what Raju is saying, that many birds are sacred. Sacred means what? They are very like they are very like few in numbers, and they have some religious thing also. So many birds are sacred, said Ramu. As a blue jay, can you see the on the second picture on the top right? So when he saw a blue jay swoop down means what? When he was coming down from the peepal tree, and he carried off a grasshopper. The third picture is of a grasshopper. He told me that both the blue jay and Lord Shiva were called Nilkantha. So both blue jay and Lord Shiva, they are resembled as Nilkantha. Nilkantha means what? Lord Shiva's throat is blue in color. Okay, and Kantha means what? Neck. Okay, the neck is known as Kantha. So throat. If I say the throat, so Shiva had a blue throat like the bird. Why Shiva had a blue throat like the bird? Because of the compassion for the human race. What is the meaning of compassion? Means like Lord Shiva had a feeling of sympathy for the people who were suffering. So keep to, what do you call it, for those people who were suffering, and to protect them from the, what do you call, suffering. What he did, he swallowed to help the poor, to protect the people. Okay, to protect the people, what Lord Shiva did, he swallowed a deadly poison. He swallowed a deadly poison, which was meant to destroy the world. Okay, if the to protect the entire world, what Lord Shiva did, he drank that deadly poison. Okay, and what happened? Keeping the poison in his throat, he did not he did not allow the poison to go down, as well as to go down further. So what happened? He kept that particular, he drank that particular poison, and he kept that particular that poison in his throat, and due to which his throat turned completely blue in color. That's why Lord Shiva is also known as Nilkantha. Okay, so even blue jay is called Nilkantha. So since Ramu was knowing about the cultures, stories related to religion and culture. So here he is explaining why blue jay and Lord Shiva were called Nilkantha. Okay, Shiva had a blue throat. Why? Because he drank the poison. If he would have not done this, what would happen? The world might have got destroyed. So to protect the world, what Lord Shiva did, he drank that poison, and he kept that poison in his throat. That's why he is called as Nilkantha. Okay, now, so when when Ramu was talking about explaining about blue jay, that time the speaker asked, are the squirrels sacred? I asked, that is a speaker. So now when he was talking about blue jay, Ramu, so the speaker saw the squirrels. So he asked Ramu, are squirrels sacred? Like how the blue jays say, you call them as sacred bird, are the squirrels also sacred? So what reply Ramu gives, let us see. Lord Krishna loved squirrel, said Ramu. He would take them in his arm and stroke them with his long fingers. That is why they have 4 dark lines down their backs from head to tail. Krishna was very dark, and the lines are the marks of his finger. So, children, can you see the picture of squirrel? Can you see those lines, the strokes at the back of the squirrel? So here, when the speaker asked Ramu, are squirrels sacred? So what explanation does Ramu give is, Ramu says that Lord Krishna loved squirrels. Okay, he would take them in his arm and stroke them. He used to pamper, he used to touch the back of the squirrel. He would touch the back of the squirrel with his long fingers. Okay, and since Lord Krishna So Lord Krishna, with love, with affection, he used to touch the back of the squirrel with his long fingers. And since he was very dark, what happened when he touched the back of the squirrel, and with love and affection, what happened, though what do you call, when he was moving his fingers on the back of the squirrel with love and affection, those spot, those marks came on the back of the squirrel. That's why they have those four dark lines down their backs, right from the head to the tail. Okay, so this is a reason why the squirrels have those four lines on the back of on their backs, right from their head till the tail. Why? Because out of love and affection, gently, what Lord Krishna used to do, he used to take this he took the squirrel on in his arm, and with love and affection, he rolled his finger on the back of the squirrel, because of which they have got those lines on their back. Now, what happened when he was narrating the story behind the squirrel, why the squirrels are having those stroke at the back? So those lines at the back. So what opinion the speakers got, that both Ramu and grandfather were of the opinion that we should be more gentle with birds and animals, and not kill so many of them. So what the speaker felt, that we should be very much kind, we should be kind and gentle towards the birds and animals, and for our greediness we should not kill them. Even they have the rights to live on this planet, as we are created by gods. Human beings are created by gods. In the similar manner, gods have created these animals and birds also. So the author is saying that we should my grandfather and my friend Ramu, they both of them had the same opinion, that we should respect the animals, we should take care of them. It is also important that we respect them, said grandfather. We must acknowledge their rights on the earth. Everywhere, birds and animals are finding it more difficult to live because we are destroying their forests. They have to keep moving as trees disappear. We all know that animals, for them, jungle is their home. They live. That is their home where they live. So it is important for us to respect them. How we can respect them? By how we have the rights to live on this earth, we can move freely around this earth, on this earth. In the similar manner, even the plants and birds have the right to move, have the freedom to move freely around this on this earth, because it belongs to them also. Okay, and what happened nowadays, because of deforestation, we are cutting down the trees, either for wood or for construction. As the population of our country of the world is increasing, we are getting more land unto we are getting more land in we are getting more we are as the population is increasing, we want more, we are like more land are brought under construction, either for constructing the houses or for building the what do you call it, industries. Okay, so what happened, we are cutting down the trees, but for our greediness we are cutting down the trees, but these trees are the houses of the wild animals. So they have to move. As the trees are disappearing, they have to move. So that's why here in this paragraph, grandfather is showing the importance. Okay, why we should take care, why we should take care and respect the animals, their life, because how we have the rights and freedom to move on this earth, to live on this earth. In the similar manner, each and every bird and animals have the right to live on this earth, on this planet. Ramu and I spent many a long summer afternoon at the pond. Only the buffaloes and the frogs and the saurus cranes knew our friendship. They had accepted us as a part of their world, their muddy but comfortable pond. And when finally I went away, both they and Ramu must have assumed that I would return like the birds. So over here, what the speaker is saying, that every time in during the summer season, every afternoon we used to meet. Ramu and I used to meet near the pond. Okay, now pond was the house for other animals like the buffaloes, the frogs, and the saurus crane. Okay, they used to be near the pond. Okay, and whenever they used to see these two people, they used to not get scared of them. Why? Because it has become a habit of seeing them, because they used to come and sit, they used to not harm these animals. So these two people have become a part of their world. Their world means what? That muddy pond where these animals and birds used to sit. Okay, and one day when finally the speaker went from there, okay, went away from that particular place, both the animals, the birds and Ramu must have felt that he will come back like those migratory birds. You know, once in a year, the few birds, they fly from north to south, and come back, and go back again to north. Like few birds, they fly from north pole to south pole, and again they flew back to their home, that is in the north pole. Such birds are known as migratory birds. So he's comparing the speaker, like the migratory birds, like he has gone from here for now, but definitely he's going to come back. So with this assumption, they are setting that one fine day the author is going to come back. So in this lesson we have seen that we saw the friendship between the speaker and Ramu, how Ramu taught him to swim in the pond. Though Ramu was not has had never been to school, but still he knew the importance of nature. He used to stay he would share the stories of which were having some religious or cultural tales to it, like few like sacred things means what, things which are related to religion, like for about the birds, why that particular bird was blue in color, why Lord Shiva and that particular bird and blue jay is called as Neelkanta, the story behind that. Then the story behind why the squirrels are having those lines on their back. Then why Saurus cranes are so emotion to like how they are emotionally attached to each other, how they once they get used to something, they are very fond of it. Why we should take care of nature, why we should respect the nature, whether no matter whether it is plant or animals, why we should not destroy their forest. So the importance of nature also we have learnt in this, as deforestation has led to animals losing their natural habitat. Deforestation means what, we human being cut down the trees either to sell the woods, or for some medicinal purposes, or for bringing more land under constructional work. So, because of which the elephants, the lions, the tigers are decreasing in numbers. Many birds and animals have already become extinct. Extinct means what? They have become the number of a few animals and birds are decreasing. Further, we are killing the animals, we are trapping them, we are poaching animals, and birds have also reduced their numbers. Killing for honor, like for fun, it's a hobby. So few people have hobby to kill the animals, then to trap them, like to catch those animals and put them in the zoo so that they can earn the money. Then for poaching means what, to sell the animals or to kill the animals and sell the tusk of the animals, or the skin of the animals, which has got a huge, which in return they'll get a huge amount, okay, which are in great demand, and in return the person will get huge amount of money. So in that greed also, people are killing the animals, are poaching the animals, because of which the animals are decreasing day by day. And if you see, there's a full food chain, okay. If any of the number gets less, what happen, the food chain will get disturbed. So we both are interdependent on each other. Birds, animals, trees, small insects, we all are dependent on each other. That's why we should take care of the nature. Is it clear, children? Now come to page number 2. Last paragraph. Hold a pencil in your hand. Whichever words I'll tell you to mark, please mark those words, learn the spellings and the meanings which are there at the back. Please learn those meanings also, which are there at the end of the textbook, chapter wise. I like the buffaloes too. Sometimes we would try racing them. Ramu and I riding on different buffaloes, but they were lazy creatures, underline the word creatures, and would leave one comfortable spot only to look for another, or, if they were in no mood for games, would roll on their backs, taking us with them into the mud and green scum of the pond. Underline the word scum. I would often emerge from the pond in shades of green and khaki. Underline the word emerge. Then slip into the house through the bathroom, bathing under the tap before getting into my clothes. Ramu and I sat on our favorite buffalo and watched a pair of Saurus crane, prancing and capering, underline the word prancing and capering, around each other. Tall, stroke like birds with naked red heads and long red legs. They are always very devoted companions. Underline the word companions. And it is said that if a Saurus is killed, its mate will haunt the scene for a week, calling sadly and sometimes spinning away and dying of grief. They are held in great affection by the village people, and when caught young, make excellent pets. Though grandfather did not kept a Saurus crane, he said they were as good as watchdogs, giving loud trumpet, underline the word trumpet, like calls when they were disturbed. Many birds are sacred. Underline the word sacred. Sacred means what? Having some religious, related to some religion. Said Ramu as the blue jay swooped down from the peepal tree and carried off a grasshopper. He told me that both the blue jay and Lord Shiva was called Neelkantha. Underline the word Neelkantha. Shiva had a blue throat like the bird because out of compassion, underline the word compassion, for the human race, he had swallowed a deadly poison meant to destroy the world. Keeping the poison in his throat, he did not let it go down any further. Are squirrels sacred? I asked. Lord Krishna loved squirrels, said Ramu. He would take them in his arm and stroke them with his long fingers. That's why they have four dark lines down their backs from head to tail. Krishna was very dark, and the lines are the marks on his fingers. It seemed that both Ramu and grandfather were of the opinion that we should be gentle with birds and animals and not kill so many of them. It is also important that we respect them, said grandfather. We must acknowledge their rights on the earth. Underline the word acknowledge. Everywhere, birds and animals are finding it more difficult to live because we are destroying their forest. Underline the word destroying. They have to keep moving as trees disappear. Ramu and I spent many a long summer afternoon at the pond. Only the buffaloes and the frogs and the saurus cranes knew our friendship. They had accepted us as a part of their world, their muddy but comfortable pond. And when finally I went away, both they and Ramu must have assumed, underline the word assumed, that I would return like the birds. So, children, here I end the chapter.